I've been driving long-haul trucks for 17 years. You see things on the road at night, deer frozen in your headlights, fog so thick it feels like driving through milk, the occasional car pulled over with its hazards on and nobody inside. You learn to keep moving. The road has a rhythm, and if you respect it, it respects you. But Route 9 through the Adirondacks broke that deal. It was a Tuesday in November. I was hauling frozen goods from Burlington to Albany, running about 2 hours behind schedule because of a way station delay. The stretch of Route 9 between Scroon Lake and Warrensburg is about 30 miles of nothing, just pine trees, darkness, and the occasional reflective mile marker catching your headlights. Around mile 18, I saw someone standing on the shoulder. This isn't unusual. People break down. People walk. But it was 2 a.m., 20 degrees outside, and this person was wearing a thin jacket and no hat. A man, maybe 40, with short dark hair. He had his thumb out. I don't pick up hitchhikers. Company policy, personal policy, common sense policy. But something about this guy made me slow down. Maybe it was the cold. Maybe it was that I could see he was shivering from 50 yards away. I pulled over, leaned across, and opened the passenger door. How far you going? I asked. Warrensburg, he said. His voice was flat. Not rude, just empty. Hop in. He climbed up into the cab and sat down. Didn't buckle his seatbelt. Didn't say thank you. Just stared straight ahead. I pulled back onto the road. I tried small talk. Rough night to be out walking. Nothing. Car breakdown. Nothing. He just sat there, hands on his knees, staring at the road ahead. I let it go. Some people don't want to talk. That's fine. I turned the radio on low, some AM station playing oldies, and focused on driving. About 10 minutes later, I glanced over. He was still staring straight ahead, but something was wrong. His breath. I could see my own breath in the cab. I always keep it cool to stay alert. But he wasn't breathing. No vapor. No rise and fall of his chest. He was completely still. Hey, I said. You okay? He turned his head to look at me. Slowly. Like a security camera panning. His eyes were dark, not brown, dark. The kind of dark where you can't tell where the iris ends and the pupil begins. Do you know what happened at mile 18? He asked. What? Mile 18. Do you know what happened there? No, I said. What happened? He turned back to face the road. I did. I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't ask. Every instinct I had was screaming at me to stop the truck and get this man out. But we were in the middle of nowhere, and the logical part of my brain kept saying he's just weird, he's just cold, just get to Warrensburg. Then I noticed his hands. They were resting on his knees, palms down. But they were the wrong color. Too pale. Not white person pale, pale like paper. Like the blood had been drained from them. And his fingernails were dark blue, almost black. How long were you out there? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Since 1987. I laughed. It came out strangled and wrong. That's a long time. Yes, he said. The mile markers were ticking by. 22. 23. Warrensburg was coming up. I just had to make it to the exit. I was driving a truck too, he said suddenly. Smaller than this one. Carrying lumber. It was raining. November, like tonight. There was a car stopped in the road. No lights. I didn't see it until I was right on top of it. He paused. There was a family inside. 2 parents, 2 children. They'd stalled out and couldn't restart the engine. The father had gotten out to push. He was behind the car when I hit it. His voice hadn't changed. Still flat. Still empty. The car went into the ditch. Rolled twice. The mother and the girl survived. The father and the boy didn't. Neither did I. Jackknife it into a pine tree at 60 miles an hour. I was gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles ached. I'm sorry. That must have been. I'm not telling you because I want sympathy, he said. I'm telling you because you need to slow down. I'm doing 55. Slow down. Now. Something in his voice made me listen. I dropped to 40. Then 30. We came around a blind curve and my headlights lit up a car. Stopped. In the middle of the road. No lights on. A man standing behind it, waving his arms. I had enough room to stop. At 55, I wouldn't have. I slammed the brakes. The truck groaned and shuddered to a halt about 20 feet from the car. The man ran to my window, frantic, saying his engine had died, his phone had no signal, his pregnant wife was in the passenger seat. I called it in on my CB. Help was on the way. I turned to tell my passenger that, whatever he was, he'd just saved 2 lives, maybe 3. The seat was empty. No, not just empty. The seat looked like nobody had ever sat in it. No impression. No warmth when I touched it. The seatbelt was still buckled from the last time I'd cleaned the cab, which I always leave buckled when there's no passenger. It was still buckled. As if the door had never opened. I got out and looked at the passenger side. My footprints were in the thin layer of frost on the running board where I'd walked around earlier that day. But on the passenger side, nothing. No prints. No disturbance. The frost was perfect and untouched. I went back and checked my dashcam later that night, at a truck stop where the lights were bright and there were other people around. The footage showed me pulling over at mile 18. The door opening. Me talking, gesturing, looking to my right. Reacting to something. But the passenger seat was empty the entire time. The cab interior mic picked up my voice clearly. Every word I said. But his responses, every sentence I know I heard, were nothing but static. Low, crackling static that didn't match any frequency my equipment uses. I looked up Route 9 accidents after that. November 1987. A lumber truck struck a stalled vehicle near mile 18. The driver, a man named Gerald Henley, age 41, was killed on impact. The father of the family, David Corso, also died. Henley was described as having short dark hair. I don't drive Route 9 at night anymore. I take the interstate, even though it adds 40 minutes. The company docks my time. I don't care. Because here's the thing that keeps me up at night, my dashcam has a passenger side angle. And in one frame, just one, at the moment I braked for that stalled car, there's a shape in the seat next to me. Blurred. Translucent. But if you look closely, you can see it's turned toward me. And it's smiling. Not a creepy smile. Not a threatening smile. A relieved one. Like it had been waiting 39 years for someone to finally listen.